Hello students, welcome. This is the last lecture of the chapter What is Democracy? Why Democracy? Of Political Science, class 9. Students, we have already learned that what are the arguments against democracy, and now we have to know that what are the arguments in the support of democracy. So students, first of all, a democratic government is a better government because it is a more accountable form of government. Yes, accountable. It is more accountable. Why it is more accountable? Because we people are electing, are voting, and the representatives are being elected, and we know that uh, all the elected representatives are the members of the parliament or the legislative assemblies, and the government is responsible. It is responsible to the parliament, to Lok Sabha, and to state assemblies. That's why this type of government is more accountable. Second thing is democracy provides a method to deal with the differences and conflicts. Yes, well, sometimes we see that um, when a single party is unable to win the election, then what happens? Two or more parties support each other and they make a coalition government. Yeah, coalition government, that is Gathbandhan Sarkar. Okay, so democracy provides a method. So, uh, so suppose two parties are there, A and B, political party A and B. Election was held, and no, A is not getting the proper votes, and B is also not getting the proper votes. Then what will happen? A and B both will support each other, and they will make the coalition government. So both are opposite parties, but in this time of making government, these parties are with each other. So democracy provides a method to uh, deal with the differences and the conflicts. Third is democracy provides a method of quality decision making. Yes, we know that in democracies, more and more people are involved in the decision making process. People in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, means in the both houses of the parliament, and in media there are also discussions and debates regarding the decisions. That's why decisions are delayed in democracy, but they are comparatively good, better decisions are being taken in a democracy because so many people are involved in the democracy, in the decision making process. Next is democracy enhances the dignity of citizens. Yes, students, you can see that how when it is time of election, a, a leader come, a leader who is not showing his face throughout the years, he comes to a poor people, to a poor person for demanding for a vote. Why? Because that poor person, that poor man, that poor woman, he or she has his own dignity. That's why. So in democracy, when people are having the voting rights, they have their own dignity. And the last one is democracy is better than other form of governments because it allows to correct our own mistakes. Suppose we have elected some representatives, and a government is there which we have elected, but the government is not doing good. They are not fulfilling our expectations, and they are not working well. Their policies are not good, we are not supporting their policies, but we can't do anything that time. But after 5 years there will be election once again, and then we can correct our mistake by electing the other representative, electing the other government, another government. So these were the arguments, and that's why democracy is considered as the best form of the government. So students, after this, now we have cleared that what are the merits and what are the demerits of democracy. The arguments in the favor of democracy are considered as the merits of democracy, and arguments in against the democracy are considered as the demerits of democracy. So now students, now we have the last topic of the chapter, that is the broader meaning of democracy. What is the broader meaning of democracy? Okay, democracy means the rule of people, by the people and for the people. But what is its broader meaning? Are there some different types of democracy also? So in this chapter, we have to know about the representative democracy, which we have in our country. A representative democracy is one in which people elect their representative for the legislature. These representatives in turn form the government and govern. Yes, in representative democracy, we elect our representatives for the legislature and they form the government and they govern over the country. And in this type of democracy, a majority is allowed to take decisions on behalf of all the people. Why? Because we people, all the citizens of India, 130 million people of the country, we cannot go and sit in the parliament and take the decision and take the part in the decision making process. We can't govern on ourselves by sitting there. It is physically not possible. Okay, that's why a majority, which is the representatives elected by us, is allowed to take the decisions on the behalf of us, we the citizens. Representative democracy becomes necessary because of the different reasons, and I'm telling you all the reasons. Modern democracies involve such a large number of people that it is physically impossible for them to sit together and take a collective decision. Yes, even if they could, the citizens does not have the time, the desire, or the skills to take part in all the processes, all the decisions. That's why representative democracy is required here. Yes स्टूडेंट, एक रिप्रेजेंटेटिव डेमोक्रेसी इसलिए रिक्वायर होती है क्योंकि हम एक साथ जा करके एक जगह बैठ नहीं सकते। न हम में से सभी के पास समय है, न हमारे लिए सबका एक साथ बैठना पॉसिबल है, न हमारे पास उतना स्किल है, और न हमारे पास हर किसी के पास इतनी डिज़ायर होती है कि हम जा करके एक जगह बैठ के कंट्री के हर डिसीजन में पार्ट ले। एंड स्टूडेंट्स, दिस वाज रिप्रेजेंटेटिव डेमोक्रेसी। एक और डेमोक्रेसी होती है जिसे हम कहते हैं नॉमिनल डेमोक्रेसी। ओके, अ नॉमिनल डेमोक्रेसी, we normally use the term, refers as a system of governance which is run by the people selected representatives. Yes, नॉमिनल डेमोक्रेसी जो होती है स्टूडेंट्स, उसमें क्या होता है, उसमें इलेक्ट नहीं होते, उसमें लोग सेलेक्ट होते हैं। ठीक है, तो उसको हम डेमोक्रेसी का एक सही फॉर्म नहीं कह सकते। एंड next is the ideal democracy. An ideal democracy is a broader concept. An ideal democracy is a system in which every citizen must be equal role in decision making. For this, one does not need just equal right to vote. आइडियल डेमोक्रेसी में क्या होता है, हालांकि ये डेमोक्रेसी हर जगह हो नहीं पाती है, लेकिन आइडियल डेमोक्रेसी में क्या होता है कि यहाँ पे हर एक सिटीजन का डिसीजन मेकिंग प्रोसेस में बराबर का हिस्सा होता है। यहाँ सिर्फ राइट टू वोट पे बात खत्म नहीं होती। ठीक है, हालांकि ऐसा होता नहीं है, हो नहीं पाता है। नेक्स्ट है नीड्स ऑफ सिटीजन्स इन डेमोक्रेसी। अब हमारा टॉपिक है कि आखिर डेमोक्रेसी में सिटीजन्स की क्या ज़रूरतें होती हैं, सिटीजन क्या चाहते हैं। सिटीजन्स के लिए ही सब कुछ है, सिटीजन ही चुनते हैं, सिटीजन का ही गवर्नमेंट है, सिटीजन के लिए ही गवर्नमेंट है और सिटीजन ही गवर्न कर रहे हैं इनडायरेक्टली। लेकिन आखिर सिटीजन्स की कुछ ज़रूरतें होंगी, कुछ उनके डिज़ायर्स होंगे, तो ये क्या होते हैं। तो एवरी सिटीजन्स नीड टू हैव इक्वल इंफॉर्मेशन, सबको इक्वल इंफॉर्मेशन मिलनी चाहिए। इसके अलावा बेसिक एजुकेशन, इक्वल रिसोर्सेज एंड अ लॉट ऑफ कमिटमेंट। देयर मे नॉट बी एनी कंट्री, एक भी कंट्री वर्ल्ड में ऐसा नहीं है जो कि डेमोक्रेसी के इन सारे टेस्ट में पास होता है, लेकिन फिर भी हर एक कंट्री अपने आप को डेमोक्रेसी कहती है और कहीं ना कहीं है भी। लेकिन अगर हम सारे फीचर्स को देखें तो कहीं ना कहीं जा करके हर एक कंट्री डेमोक्रेसी के मीनिंग को पूरी तरह से फुलफिल नहीं कर पाती। सो स्टूडेंट्स, दिस वाज ऑल अबाउट योर चैप्टर। अगर कोई डाउट हो तो बताइए, मैं उसको क्लियर करूँगी और मुझे सजेस्ट भी कीजिए। एंड स्टूडेंट्स, अभी तक मैंने एक भी वीडियो में ये बात नहीं कही थी अब कह रही हूँ कि इस वीडियो को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा बच्चों तक पहुँचाइए, एंड अगर आपको अच्छा लगे तो सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, दूसरों को भी कहिए, एंड अगर और भी अच्छा लगे तो लाइक भी कीजिए। थैंक यू। थैंक्स।